Good evening, boys. Good evening, Super Leaguers, normal men. I am joined tonight by special Gazelles boss. Really pleased to have him on the stream. First time we've probably spoken properly. Here he is. Dan, how are you, mate? Are you all right?
Yeah, good, thanks, mate. Yeah, good. Evening, everybody.
Yeah, good evening. Who's here? We've got Ryan, we've got Mike, we have the really rebranded Mega Horse, Goodbye Rodeo, Oliver, our friend, Edwards, Duggan, Alf Bridge is here, the legend is Alf Bridge, Steve Wright, and that's about it. So yeah, let's go. We've got some breaking news though. Breaking news. We have had some very mediocre deals done today. It's like a true deadline day. Peter Oddenwing has been in the car park of most clubs, I think, but it is some underwhelming business in general, but the window has been good, I think. They reopened the window anyway. What are your thoughts on the window so far and those deals that are flashing across the bottom if you can see them?
Yeah, good that it was open and yeah, make as many as you wanted. That was good. Yeah, looking at some of them deals across the bottom, nothing stands out really. Just a few swaps around. I did read something that Andre Flo was going to get some games though, so we'll wait and see that.
Yeah, well, he's signing for Steve Wright, so you'll get a 45-minute stint and then he'll be back to the reserves. That's the way it goes. He's also signing Mikel Forsell, so he's got some tough competition.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Anyway, those deals are set to go through. Obviously, no more deals to be sent to the account. That is it. These ones will be processed if they can be. Otherwise, we are closed for business until after the grand final in a few weeks' time. Battaglia is available. I am going for him. He looks all right. Looks pretty decent. Yeah, so tonight we've got some good games, mate. You are, where are you? You are, let me see it. You are at home to Master. Mike, I don't think he minds me sharing, but Mike was sacked again this week. I think he put a little statement out to say that he had a falling out with the board. He's back in charge. Not all his own fault, I don't think. But we have a new Mike Savage in charge tonight. He's got a tough trip to your ground, which you don't get much change over at Savannah Park, do you? It's usually a pretty hard place to go. Are you feeling okay about that one tonight?
Yeah, it's always a bit of a danger there, isn't it? We are better at home than we have been away this year, definitely. With a few changes tonight, gone for it a bit more, hopefully. I saw Mike's formation when he put it out, and it seems entirely sensible, which is a bit of a worry. So we'll see what happens there. I think they beat us in the reverse fixture, right?
Did they? Interesting. Let's have a look. They did.
Yeah, I guess 1-0.
Yeah, it's a weird one when you see him playing like stranger formations when it comes to your game to play Cmsl 1. You do kind of get a bit of a bad feeling in the stomach, but although it's the same, it's obviously got no arrows. That's the last game. Sorry, that's because I'm looking at it as me. Sorry, yeah. So we're going to just follow the games today. I'm going to leave Haggis Burn till the end. Apart from that, I'll probably put you second last, if that's all right.
Yeah,
definitely. Game. I'm hoping mine comes up early. Let's go to me. Change of tact from the co-chairman. I'm just going to get me out of the way so I can enjoy the stream. It's not very good streaming when you're playing, especially when you're not very good. But this is how I'm going tonight. I'm sticking with the formation, the tactic that I played the other night. Obviously, it was a rushed job. I had this in mind anyway, and then I was at the match all Monday, very fucking pissed when it came round to the game time. I couldn't even see my phone. Made a bit of a mad change. I went down to 10 men, which Douglas was delighted about. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this asymmetric in general? I'm not usually a fan, but I'm fed up of this AMRC not performing. So this is my solution. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, we spoke before, didn't we? Said Rui Costa in that position with the arrow into the middle, like that. Quite a few players play well there. I've had Rivaldo doing it a bit, Totti. So yeah, should be good. Ortega good as well. But he's been brilliant for you out wide right. Very good.
He has, yeah. He's been really good. Although I do think it might be time to change in the summer, maybe, and not now. But yeah, he has been class. So I am up against Steve Wright. The ball sack gentleman has gone for something a bit different. Two up front, no backwards arrow. Veron being here with this arrow, I think, was the key for him. Lars Ricken sat alongside him, who did well in his debut. And then a 6 last time out. And I think the suspensions of Collade and Addo makes it look a lot weaker, but it's still a very good team.
Yeah, still good. That DMC line, still some good players in there. Yeah, I quite like Ricken as well. I think he's not really sure. I think somebody was saying on the stream the other night with Raul, you play him behind the front man, you don't get as much out of him, but the team perhaps plays better. You put him up front and you take a bit away from the other striker. So
yeah, he's playing really well. I know, yeah, Steve's dilemma is at the minute. He's got Impenza, he wants to play him as a 1, but Raul's not very good at AMC. Impenza's not very good with him alongside him. Yeah, so it's a bit of a dilemma for Steve. And I imagine, knowing Steve as well, there'll be movement in the summer.
Yeah.
So we'll kick off. Any predictions, mate?
2-0 East Coast.
Let's hope so. We'll get off to a decent start. White Rose come back into it. Pretty even. Harsh decision there. Rui Costa's involved, which is what I want to see. I'll take that banner down. It's a typical East Coast game, not much in terms of goal-off action. Approaching half-time. There's a goal. And Nelka has scored. He's been a little bit quieter than usual, but he's still good, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, you seem to have more of the ball there. Yeah, it seems about
right.
I think
we look better. Passes completed good. Tackles good. Yeah, it looks like a decent first half performance. I think Steve's already mentioned that he's regretting not playing Brugink against me, which would have been a good move. In terms of my stats, this is how we're looking. I won't be making any changes. So Steve, Lars Ricken is on
a 4.
So yeah, I'm guessing that's going to be swaps, unless you just think play him anyway. You can only get better. What are your thoughts on the 4 at half time?
That seems a bit harsh. He's got a booking, I suppose, 12 out of 17. That's still not. I've seen worse. Considering Impenza's only touched it 5 times, you expect.
Yeah, I've had a lot of harsh 6s recently, especially from like Hoffland and stuff. You look at the stats and you think he's been fantastic. We've got a 6, but at the start, this number on the end isn't everything, is it? I'll wait for Steve to confirm. But yeah, like I say, I'm gonna stay as is. Yeah, I think like there, Hoffland and Rustico were doing all right, but they've got no rating. Right, so yeah, we have Rakoba for Ricken. Rakoba to AMC with arrow. We're on central, no arrow. Cool. Yeah, I think that's a wise move from Steve.
Yeah.
We'll go to 60 and see how we get on. Well, I jumped. Nothing happened there. Just check that is actually 60. Yeah, it is 60 minutes. God. Right,
Pretty strong all round there for you. Pretty strong.
Yeah, I like those ratings. I like the look of that. But it's 1-0 and you know what it's like in this league. Yeah, I'm not going to be changing anything. So yeah, up to you, Steve. Condition-wise, okay. Match ratings, Liverani's dropped down to a 5. You've got some action out wide, but yeah, it's a pretty up and down performance. I imagine Steve might roll the dice again here with something else, or would you stick?
Yeah, might see Santa Cruz, I reckon.
Yeah, Santa Cruz, who's developing pretty well, I'd say. I think with the version that left me was a lot worse than that. But yeah, I quite like him, but he never seemed to get a game for me. So I've owned him for like 4 seasons. It's in the Super League, and he's probably paid about 10 times. So
when you look at him in the editor, his stats and ability are unbelievable, but you never quite get that out of him.
Yeah, so Santa Cruz for Liverani. Central striker. Just confirming this RO stage. Just leave it on.
Central Cruz, yeah.
Yeah, that was like everything to me. Just the weight confirmation. It definitely would be in my match. I don't want to do anything that's not wanted. Arrow on. Fantastic. Right. Santa Cruz for the ground. Yep. So I'll slow it down in a sec. 2-0. Nicholas and Nelka scored another one. I won't slow it down. This is got a Nelka hat-trick. He's looking dangerous again. Can consolation for White Rose? No. And that's a dominant performance. That's more like the coast well, not most of us love, but I love. Yeah, happy with that. Unlucky Steve. Ryan calling Steve an idiot there, which is standard behaviour, but he might be right tonight. He might be right. Henri for 10, love that. And just good stats all around. Key men with good numbers. Mendes de Silva, I'm especially happy with. Sober Dims is my least favourite. Yeah, I think Duggan was loving the fact I was too pissed to make a sensible decision the other day. And Steve's side of the ball, you've got CC being a beast like he has been so far, but and Penza 5 is worrying. I imagine if that number was 10 already, he'd probably be gone.
Yeah, if we move on.
Yeah,
he's had some bad luck with his strikers, hasn't he? Because he started with Pizarro, moved him on. He's now brought in Penza in, and he's not firing either.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where he goes from there. I think Penza will attract good offers. I think so. That's probably what he'll try and do. And we have Tortuga Celtics against Dragons. Just need to get some instructions up here because there is. Can you remind me of this, Dan, in a second, if I forget, please? So on 60 minutes, he would like. It doesn't say dependent on performance, so which I thought was a bit strange. Rosicky for Powell on 60 and Torres for Owen on 60. So I probably should have announced that, giving it away to the whole world, including his opponent. But just in case I forget, I thought I'd do that. But this is how he lines up. He's obviously missing Tomasi tonight, which is a big loss. Powell gets a run in midfield. This front three, and including Torres, has been doing pretty well for him since he's changed. It's been quite impressive. It's been like the Greavesy of old. The Greavesy I used to watch back in the day when I was first watching the Super League as a fan. It's been good to see just for the league, I think.
Yeah,
your thoughts on the team? And I think he's done good business. Do you agree?
Yeah, he's done very well considering when he made at the start of the season. A lot of people are like, "Oh, what you doing?" But he still managed to then swap back out again and still bring in some good players. So they were obviously still fancied players. So
yeah, I thought he left himself too short of like assets to do enough, but he proved us wrong. He's got some good depth in certain positions as well. people like Rede and Daisy. Yeah, I think he's done a good job this window. And Dragons are going unchanged. I think there was one change on the bench. I think Gerard's back, maybe. He was out last game. But this is the same team, same tactic for the Dragons. And obviously, last time out, they beat 10 Men Coast in a pretty easy game for them, really. Dragons are in 9th. They are in touching distance. I know for a fact that Duggan thinks he can make the playoffs. Do you think the Dragons will make the playoffs?
It's going to be tight, isn't it? I think down to probably Dragons. If they win today, that probably makes it a bit too much for Celtics, but we'll have to wait and see. I think my form's worrying. So, perhaps I'm going to be the one, but hopefully I've got a couple of decent games coming up. A few points.
Yeah, I mean, Badgers to finish 10th is still a possibility. You've got all these teams here. They've got a shout, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I think Dragons are definitely in with a shout. They've got a very good team, and obviously they know what they're doing. So we're going to go with this one, and I don't know how this one's going to go. To be honest, it could go either way. How do you think it's going to go?
Could go either way. We'll say a draw, I reckon. I think they'd both probably take that as well.
Maybe so. I think Dragons will be pushing for a win. Greaves is always happy with a low-scoring draw. First 7 minutes go by, 11 minutes. Bit back and forward. I've seen more red and green, I think.
Yeah, it does seem to be more Dragons.
Arca made a good debut from watching it back. He got an 8 or 9. Came from yourselves.
Yeah, he was after him for a while from us. Kept throwing different suggestions at us, and eventually we gave in.
Dragons know what they're doing. I was referring to the third place finish like last season, Ryan. In general, they don't know what they're doing, but they've got facts to back it up, haven't they? First half passes with a lot of action in the Dragons attacking half, but no real threat on target by the looks of it. They're dominating the first 2 stats in terms of percentages. I think both teams will be pretty happy with that. I think Tortuga will be happy to be hanging on. And I think Dragons will be happy that they're creating.
Yeah, if you'd offered Greavesy 0-0 at half time, he would have taken it all day. So.
Yeah, every time, yeah. Greaves is not here. He's got his instructions for 60. So, yeah, Dragons, let us know if you want to do anything, lads. You've got Ndai is hitting form. Look at that. That's better than Juan Gomez, isn't it?
Don't say that.
Yeah,
Don't
he's obviously makes a difference. Yeah, they just need Ronaldinho to show up now. I think that's the difference between Dragons this season and Dragons at midpoint last season. Ronaldinho was an absolute fire. No change. Duggan is very good at reading the text. I don't know. He's got some kind of autism when it comes to flashing text. Yeah, he always tells me what's happened. So we'll go to 60. And there's a goal, Esteria, on 50 minutes with the goal. We'll stop it there, 59. And there's a second goal, Faster Rossini. That is a kick in the knackers for the Dragons. But Greasy will be delighted. And it is Powell and it is Torres. That's why it's odd that you're making those changes.
Yeah, Rossini on a 6 with a goal is interesting. It obviously hasn't updated yet.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll jump up and say, yeah, just double checking the instructions. That is the instructions. So I'll go with that. Dragons side of the ball, we have Ndai still playing well. A little bit low on condition, but it's probably all right. And that's how your ratings look. Guys, if you want to make any changes, let me know.
He's not got much to happen on the bench. He's got to go for Ronaldo, really, isn't he?
Yeah, Ronaldo's an interesting signing. I think he's failed a few times. I think he's decent. There's definitely a player in there. He started this. He got drafted to Cosmos. I got rid of him just because. Yeah, I couldn't get him doing anything.
No. He's an interesting one, being FC, isn't he?
I don't think he's an attacking midfielder, is he? But he's
no, that's it.
Has
anybody ever chucked him up front for a whole season? See what he's done. See what he does.
Well, that's what I thought. But then I had Anelka, and there was never ever moving Anelka once he was in there. So it's like, yeah, if I didn't have Anelka, I would happily have run with him. I think as a sole striker and see how he went. Right.
Always down for it.
Nesta off for Ronaldo. Does that read? It does, doesn't it? One at the back. Const, Reyes, Ronaldo up top. Nesta off for Ronaldo. One at the back. Const, Reyes, Ronaldo up top. Concentral, Keane for Gerrard. Cool, yeah. Biscan loan centre half, which is an interesting one. Fucking Wooder, half an hour before the deadline, messaging me saying, "I heard you like Bowyer." What a cunt. I knew he was on the wind up, so I didn't buy it, but yeah, what an idiot. Anyway, that's how it is. Spot on, says Duggan, so we'll go. It's attacking. I think it has to be attacking.
Yeah, he has to go for it.
Yeah. Wooder has picked up on the Biscan at one of the back as well. Let's go. I probably won't slow it down unless we see a goal in the next kind of 20 minutes. But there is a penalty appeal turned down. A lot more pressure from Dragons, but then the Celtics again. It looks like a goal's coming. It does come. Arca on 69 minutes has scored.
Oh.
But on his debut, Materazzi has got the third. I'm not going to slow it down. Let's get another goal. But Tortuga Celtics scoring 3 goals is a stuff of legends.
Yeah, Greaves, you'll be having a word with him tomorrow. You don't score 3 goals.
Those changes work for him. He's seen into the future with them. So we've got a lot more action for Celtics second half, which you might expect when you've got kind of an open formation. Dragons again creating some shots, but not being very clinical. Disappointing night for the Dragons. Celtics kind of puts them in contention again. So that's an interesting development for the season. Lauren Robert, man of the match.
Yeah, he talked him up when he signed him, didn't he?
Yeah, looking at his stats, you think there's a player there, isn't there? But it surprised me you got like low kind of strength team. I don't know, he seems like a bit of a luxury without the ability to be a luxury to me, but he's definitely done well since he's come in. Takanari doing a good job in DMC covering for Tomasi. On the Dragon side, we've got Ndiaye and Ronaldinho following. Could get some another performance. So that's that's an 8.5 rating, a goal and an assist in his first 2 games. So that's a good sign for the Dragons going forward. But yeah, disappointing night for those guys. Unlucky Duggan and fucking Fatneck. Right, should we do yours now?
Yeah, can do. Yep.
Yeah, let's go for it. Why not? So we'll start with Asta, since we're on Asta. They have gone for the Gazelles formation with arrows. We discussed before we started, I think, how sometimes it's disappointing to see. Oh no, it was just after we started, wasn't it? Disappointing to see him do a normal tactic when it's your turn to play in. But I think he's got some decent players in here. He's built up a bit of an arsenal of players. He's obviously done quite a lot of transfers, and he's got players he's bought in. Many players he's bought in, sat in the reserves, and some more players that he's bought in starting tonight, including Kim Kallstrom. Roberto Perez still gets a game though, which no goals, no assists, no man of matches.
He has got some good players in there, and Shearer has his record against us is unbelievable for Haggis. Every time I used to bring him on after 70 minutes, and every time he'd score. So
yeah, Shearer looks good. He did pretty well last season. 9 goals.
I reckon them two goals would have been against us.
he's gone interesting. He's gone for a bit of a dad's army approach, hasn't he? With he's bought in Cole at 31, Batistuta at 34. So obviously Alf is here tonight. I think the original dad's army with Asta. So it's interesting to see. That's where the dinosaur badge came from. Yeah, so that's Asta tonight. And yourselves, you have Totti up front on his own. I know this is a Martin pushed thing. I said off stream, you don't have to listen to him, but you've listened to him. He's up front on his own. He should be able to do it. Are you confident he will? Or
I did some playing with it before the season, and he didn't get as many goals there as Hussein did, but Hussein's not doing a lot at the moment, so worth a try. Definitely worth a try. And there's always swap it over if we have to. So.
Fair enough. Yeah, you've got the players to bring on, I suppose. You've gone long for longer wing back arrows, which is a bit of an attacking move for yourself. Leon Pio's probably going to be a good signing. He looks very good. And Gat's been brilliant. So yeah, I like the look at that. Tudor is a new signing as well, sat in DMC. So yeah, we'll go for it. I won't ask you for prediction. We will just kick off, and I will wish you all the best, and all the best to Mike. "14 minutes past, lots of flashing text, but no action. And Totti has scored. Martin.
Oh, Martin will be all over it.
He will, and he deserves to be with that one, I suppose. No one else would have. Well, I think I've heard someone else shout it before, but yeah, no, not many people would be saying that one. So fair play to him. And a few minutes out of time, it's 1-0 at half time, and it's been a fairly dominant performance.
That's all right. Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. You're always going to say happy with 1-0 and no shots on target. Those ratings look good as well. I imagine you're going to stick with this one.
Yeah, we'll stick with it. Yeah, we'll stick with it till 60.
And Asta looking like this. Jörg Boehmer. I like Jörg Boehmer, but I think he needs an arrow. Just saying. Panucci. I love Panucci. If I played wing backs, I'd be all over Panucci.
How'd you play him at wing back? I quite like him at centre back.
Yeah, I don't want to get too database, but he's a 20 at wing back, same as Gary Neville. So I like him there. I think he's got all the right stats for it as well. To be fair, he's got decent crossing, work rate,
pace, yeah,
the ball. Yeah, I like him. Right, so I'll wait for Mike's comment. I've not seen one yet. If he was an Asta boss, if he was the new Asta boss, what would you be doing in this situation? I probably don't want to give too much away. I
quite like Victor. He was on my list. Who's got on his bench when we first drafted.
Yeah, he looks quite good.
I might swap him for Perez.
He's gone as is. Mike's playing every player of ours next season, just as a change of pace. Right, we'll kick off. We'll stop it in 15 minutes or so. It's gone to slow for some reason. A bit of action, some yellow and sort of orangey pressure from the Asta boys. Yellow card dished out. We have reached 60 minutes. Tactical break is here. Tudor is impressing on his second appearance. Conditions look all right, Dan. And your ratings look pretty good as well. What are you going to do?
Yeah, it's a bit harsh on Leon Pio, 6 there. I thought he was quite involved in the text. Yeah, I think we'll just stay as.
Dan makes a good point. I just need to find your Twitter now. First one's a bit philosophical, I think. I think he means philosophically, not Super League wise, from Haggis. Why are we here? In terms of Super League, why are you here?
Why am I here? I played the game for a number of years. I only found out about it what would have been 3 seasons ago. Started watching a bit of it. Wanted to get involved. I always thought I knew a bit about it, so it's a test, isn't it, to see if you do actually know what you're doing. And I didn't. It turns out I had to learn it all again.
You got off to a pretty decent start from him, rightly. Yeah, you got off to a better start than most, that's for sure. And then in terms of philosophically, why are we here? What is the point of all of this?
What is the point of life philosophically? It's what you make of it, isn't it? That's what we're going to say. Life's what you make of it.
Sorry, you did say you were going as is, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll stick. Yep.
Right, so if Mike's have got the perfect filler tonight, which is good. Have you got a second team you root for? And if so, who is it?
I talked quite a bit to Greavesy at the start of last season. We were talking, he was showing me different things, he was formations he was going to try and stuff. So I always quite like to see him doing well. And it winds up a lot of other people as well when he does well. So that's always good. It
does. Greavesy was good. He was very good. He's not been good for a while now, but he must have it in him still. He must have it in him.
Yeah.
In terms of a brand as well, it's we all take the piss out of the gay pirate theme, whatever it is, but he's got quite a decent brand, I suppose.
He's got a decent brand. He's got a philosophy, and the way he plays the game, and everybody knows it. So that's always.
Yeah, I quite like the Loco Boston, though, the pink kit and the Loco Boston team, to be fair. Right. Boomer off for Torricelli.
I shouldn't have said anything.
Perez off for Victor. That is it. Done. Right, so let's go. Whoa, time flashed by very fast. We're at 85 minutes straight away, and now we're at 90. And time ticks away to the end. It's a 1-0 home victory for Gazelles. Well, it usually happens that way. Low scoring, you've edged someone out at home. Very little action.
Second half was poor. Second half was very poor.
Yeah, very little action that second half. Disappointed from Master's point of view, they couldn't put up more of a fight towards the end, but that time flashed past so fast.
Yeah. And
we have a gap man of the match. Talked to him before the game. I talked to him up pre-stream. Love the guy. It was only
I had somebody ask about him the other day, and I just replied with, "He's actually been our best player this season, so it's going to take something good to get him away from us."
Understandable, yeah, understandable. Totti with an 8 up front, and a goal, which is class. The gap with the assist. In terms of Asta, Torricelli, I don't know how he got that 8 rating because nothing happened. He came on here.
63 to 87. Absolutely nothing.
24 minutes past before anyone touched the ball, and he's got an 8 rating. But yeah, anyway. You got Panucci on an 8, which continues his decent form. But yeah, disappointing for Master, like I say. Good night, Swanee, mate. I think it was one of them said he got the same bedtime routine as my nana, Swanee, which I thought was quite good. Yeah, so congratulations, down unlucky Mike.
Unlucky Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stick with this one. We've got a big game here. It's the Salford derby, I think. Oh, I know they're quite close to each other anyway. And we have David's missing, but apart from that, we have a pretty strong-looking Fulchester team. Nedved drops back. Raquelme comes in at AMC. He's got his first choice behind that. Yeah, well, I like the look of this, and it's obviously been playing very well performance-wise, and then results he's picked up a couple of times the last couple of weeks as well. Thoughts on Fulchester, Phoenix United?
Yeah, strong, aren't they? Yeah. They've always had a decent side. Cole, Dyer, good. Saeed's always going to be good. Nedved's a difficult one. It's difficult to find his position, but he sort of goes along at 6s, 7s, then suddenly he'll have a game where he scores you a hat-trick and gets a 10. So, yeah.
Yeah, he's one I've asked about, but he's pretty clear that he doesn't want to get rid of him, even though I think some good players.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get rid of him. The only way was Seedorf. We said that at the time. So, yeah, we were happy to do that.
And the Boothstown Badgers, which is in Salford, and Ryan's not quite in Salford. The Greater Manchester Derby? I don't know. Anyway, we have Enrique is injured. He didn't quite make it to 10, so he didn't quite make it out of the club. I think that was the point of playing him. Gus Lopez comes in. I think Petit came back in, maybe. I think he was missing a couple of midfielders last game, maybe Ambrosini as well. Yeah, so it looks a lot stronger. Ambrosini comes back in, but he is missing Samwell. Badgers this season have been unspectacular, but solid and functional. And they sit 4th in the league with a chance of pushing for the top 2. What's Tato doing right?
They absolutely turned us over the other day. We didn't even have a sniff. Absolutely. Nowhere near it.
Yeah, I think... Did I lose them recently as well? Yeah, I just think they're a very solid side now. I don't know if Tato's done anything different or not. It'd be interesting to ask him, to be fair. But he's definitely having a good season. Better than he usually would. Someone is wanting Tato out. Oh. Surely not. We love him. We can't get rid of him. He's got good biceps, though. Look. Anyway, we'll kick off. How do you think this one's going to go, mate?
It's going to be a tight one, I think. Fulchester. Oh, hang on.
He's changed his prediction. How was it going to go, and how is it going to go now?
I thought it was going to be a tight one. Fulchester, up and down results. Thought it could have been a draw. Now it's going to be tough. But we've seen already, haven't we, this year, that playing with 10 doesn't seem to make a lot of difference.
No, I think part of managing the league with this this build, in terms of the referees being a bit harsh, unintentionally, by the way, just so you know. I think having a plan for going down to 10 men is key, and not having 15 pints and then getting a man sent off is probably even better advice from me. So, Ryan, if you're not at 15 pints, what do you want to do? Simeone Central for now. Badgers, 1 minute's gone. You can't make a change, surely. Just let me know, confirm quickly that you don't want to make a change. Right. Yeah, I can't see it. Copying everyone. At least it's not Everton. That'd be a fucking shame, wouldn't it? As is, of course. Well, I didn't want to presume. Right, so we'll go. Simeone is central. Nedved is having an early bath. Maybe he should have gone to Cosmos. You can't see Tato scoring more than 1 goal, though, can you, really?
No, that's it.
Yeah, definitely. Fulchester still have a shout in this match. Getting towards half time, and it is half time. 0-0. No shots on target. Fulchester will be happy with the job they've done with 10 men for 44.5 minutes.
Yeah, I think Ryan will just stick with, won't he?
Scally trying to take on Nedved, which is a sentence we shouldn't really be reading. But we did. Reckless challenge by Nedved, 2 feet. And it's a red card straight away. So, yeah, we've got match stats looking like that. Badgers, your player ratings and conditions are looking like that. Nothing really of note. Scally's having a good game. Pretty quiet in most places. Give you another 5 seconds, and then I will click over to Fulchester. Nedved left the field on a 5.
Doing absolutely nothing. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, just the 1 foul, nothing else. Dyer's having a good game. Tato says as is till 60, which I think is probably a smart move. And then I'm sure you'll bring on some strikers.
My point, Gary.
Oh, yeah. Riquelme is a bit quiet, but I think he'll stick. Yep, and he does. So we'll go to 60. I think Tato will be quietly happy with a point here. He'll take a draw in his own words. Maybe not against 10 men, though.
No, I wonder if he might go for it here. Roberto Sosa come on and got both goals against us the other night. So
yeah, I imagine we'll be seeing Sosa and Brozek. Both very well. Brozek's a good player. Sosa, not so sure, but Tato loves him. Absolute brick shit house, I believe. Strength, jumping.
Yeah.
Heading, he looks like a decent chat manager player. Shevchenko disappointing at AMC. Who could have predicted that?
Yeah.
It's almost like he's not an AMC or something.
He was the one, wasn't he, when everybody was doing the testing before the season started. Everybody said he scores a lot of goals in this, and then he seemed to, drop back to AMC for everybody he's played for.
Yeah, it just proves that testing is a complete pile of shit, really, isn't it? Lopez off for Sosa. And shove it in behind the 2 of them. I'll put the arrow on Tato to confirm the arrow again. Extend Zayar's arrow as well, please. Up 1 notch. That will do for me. So, yeah. I'll put the arrow on for now. Just let me know if one needs to come off. Lopez off for Sosa. Yeah, that's good. And Ryan, you are looking like this. Everyone looks okay condition-wise, ratings-wise.
They've done all right considering this 10. I don't know what he changed on the bench, really.
Yeah, the lack of action was suiting here, I think. I mean, he'd love to win, obviously, but 90 minutes with 10 men is a definite disadvantage. I think Saeed and Simeone are busy enough to kind of cover those areas, aren't they? I mean, Ryan early in the season was playing that formation with the third AMC, wasn't he? So Saeed, by the way, who he said not long ago, like I'm talking a few months ago, he hates Saeed. Thinks he's shit. Right. He's transferred him in, and then he's got off to an absolute storm.
Done well, yeah. Well, what's he doing?
Backward arrow to sweeper. That is a Ryan favourite. If you've never seen that one before, Dan, he likes the backward arrows to sweeper. Ricky for Alex. Ricky? Bring the AMs back to CM. Yeah. Oh, we've got the old stubby. Don't make any difference though, look.
No, still
in terms of where they stood, it just like displays wrong for some reason. It's weird, isn't it?
Oh, he's done it as well. Hang on.
Fuck it, Marius for Nikolai, and then done. Right, so Syed backward arrow to sweeper. Ricky for Alex. AMs to CM. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Tato's appreciating the stubber. I love a stubber as well. So does the missus. We've already done Tato's, haven't we? Yeah. Right, let's go then to the end. This is it's not good in terms of goal map action, but it's finally Shevchenko with his arrow from AMC has scored, and Ambersini scored as well. Tactical changes working out for Badgers and not for Fulchester tonight, and that is full time. David Wright, legend of the CM game himself, is a Fulchester fan, but they have lost 2-0 to the Badgers, and we have a pretty decent performance in the end, but it was a bit of a struggle before that, wasn't it?
Yeah, they struggled through, but they got the job done. They'll take 2-0.
Yeah, and ratings look very good, especially towards the top half of that list.
Ambersini. Excellent.
Yeah. I love Ambersini, but I don't actually think he's that good. I've never seen him do loads in the Super League, but do love him. And the 10 is very good rating from him. Sol Campbell, former Cosmos captain, has got a 9 as well, impressing. In terms of Fulchester, we have a pretty disappointing display. They looked solid for 65 minutes, 64 minutes, and then it kind of fell apart a little bit. Tough one to take. I mean, if anyone could talk about red cards this season, it'd be you, Dan.
After a minute, that's disappointing. I know I had Seedorf sent off after 2 the other day, which just ruined anything we were doing. But yeah, after a minute, especially one of your most creative players as well.
Putting you on the spot a bit, but how many points have you picked up with a red card this season? It must be quite a few points.
I don't know. I was going to look at that actually. I was going to see, am I moaning about it and actually I'll play a bit better? Or
yeah, I think it must be a fair few. I mean, it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, no way to tell it, but if you hadn't got those men sent off, how many points you'd be on?
Yeah, it's the next game as well. So I put out a formation I'm happy with, and then have to change it around. Be nice to just stick with something for a bit.
So we've got some questions from Hodgie, who's managed to submit some questions for you, but he's not managed to formally submit a team tonight, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But he's asking about your kitchen. Do you have a Belfast sink? Are the doors soft shut? Is the oven at eye level? Do you have a shower head extender tap? And do you have an instant boiling hot water tap?
I read this one earlier and I had to look up what a Belfast sink is, but no, I don't. I have a normal silver sink. But yes, the doors are soft shut. The oven is at eye level. What was the other one? Oh, the shower head thing. Yeah, I have got a shower head tap, but I haven't got a boiling water one.
We're matching as well. Look.
Yeah.
Well, mine's a bit different actually, but yeah, same pretty much. He did post his team ends, but he didn't send any confirmation over email or message, and it's a different tactic that's loaded. So I've just moved some players around. That's going to be good enough. But disappointing from Hodgie. I don't want to turn into a school teacher or anything, but just send us a message, mate. And the second question from Casuals, which is a bit more personal. How much Lego can you fit up your bum?
I've never tried, but I will find out and come back to him.
It's quite sharp, isn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do too much, would you? Yeah.
Yeah, I think Duplo would be better. Just a bit bigger, but a bit smoother. A much more pleasurable experience all around, I reckon. Anyway, Bostock, the Swan has stepped back a little bit. Dan seems to have taken full control, but that's the wise move from Swan, isn't it? How good is the Mega Horse?
Yeah, really knows what he's doing. Yeah, another team that totally took us apart the other night again. After I looked at it and thought, I quite fancy this when I saw what he went out with, and then he absolutely destroyed us. So
yeah, he's made some moves, a lot of kind of squad changes, like depth changes, and he's got some more coming in. Heitinger, Vicente, Huntelaar. So yeah, Danny's definitely at work, and he sticks with the same tactic. He's made a couple of personnel changes. Qatari is unfortunate to drop out, I would say. He's not done as much recently. But yeah, this is how it goes. Obviously, it's a tactic that looks like it's working, so why change it? The personnel changes will be interesting to see how they go tonight. PPP, we got sent the tactic file from, well, it's actually from Alf, but it's a PPP tactic. But then Alf asked me to change a couple of things, so we just took some arrows off. That was it, I think.
Right.
Yeah. So these arrows were on, and this arrow was on. But Alf asked me to take those off, so I've just called it Alf Update, just so you know when you watch it, if you watch this back, Rob. And this is Alf. Yeah, I think this is Alf's. I don't know if Alf's tweaked the formation that Rob sent him, or if it's a pure Alf creation. But yeah, it's good to have Alf back for the night at least.
Yeah, definitely.
At the very least, yeah. So always good to see Alf in the building. He's here tonight. Lampard, he says, going to get sacked again tonight. I think it's quite a long bender. I think Rob's away for a little bit, so he might get another game.
Yeah, Frank Lampard will be disappointed to be left out. He was doing all right for him, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. And Nicky Butt is replaced by Ronnie
Not
Hansen.
even in the side. Oh.
Not even in the squad, yeah. So another interesting one. But we'll go to the game screen. We'll Gates in from Haggis. How do you think this one's going to go, mate? We'll kick off.
Fancy Bostock, yeah.
Oh! It's 1-0 PPP. This would be an upset.
Yeah, Alf working his magic.
Well, would it actually? No, I think PPP are higher in the leagues. That'd be unfair, I suppose. But I was expecting Bostock to go on a run after the last few games. Approaching half time. Obviously, they're still in the game. The Alf effect, says Jens.
Oh, there we go.
And there's an own goal for Salihamidzic. It's 1-1 at half time, and it's been pretty drab first half in terms of shots. Bostock will be delighted to be back in that, won't they?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a draw would be a nice result for me here. So, yeah.
Yeah, in the true potato style, I would take a draw as well.
Yeah. Robbie Keane on the 5 is an interesting one. He normally performs well, Super League. Yeah,
I imagine Robbie Keane will be on his way out there if I can predict what Horse is going to do, which is not always an easy thing to do. I'm not sure he's a massive fan of Robbie Keane. Whether he'll leave the pitch tonight as well, we'll see soon. They go down. I'll move across to the other one while I'll let Alf have a look at his. In terms of condition, Alf, you're fine. You've got some decent ratings and Donny on a 5. So yeah, Alf, have a quick look at that, mate, and get typing.
Yeah, Donny's another interesting one, isn't he? Nobody really knows where he plays best.
He is a left winger. He's shit at AMC and MC. But yeah, he's put him in a left wing. I think he does decent stuff. Yeah, so that's you, Alf. I'll leave that on there for another 5 seconds, and then I'll switch back over. Oh no, leave till 60 anyway. So I'm down. Keane has 15 to work on it, which is fair enough. And Alf is making a change.
Yeah, unsurprising.
Donny is a bad player. I disagree. I think he's a good. I think he's a good backup left winger. But I wouldn't be starting at AMC. That's for sure. Unless another message comes from Alf, I'll take that as job done and just do it like that. Yeah, Lampard, he's unlucky to miss out, isn't he?
Yeah, he was 2 and 6. That central of the central midfielders is always difficult to fill as well. He's a player that can do it. So
yeah, you look at him, he looks like he's got decent stats and stuff, but pretty terrible, surely. Right, we're good to go. I think we'll go to 60 minutes and try and stop it bang on if we can. And we are getting there. PPP have a chance. It jumps forward to 64. Press the button. Pat Satsoglu's on a 5 now. Pat Satsoglu and Keane is still on a 5.
yeah, he's going to have to do Bruno, isn't he, for Keane?
Possibly, yeah. The Bruno that's arrived from ourselves developed pretty well. Did it out of boredom more than anything, to be honest. I wanted to do a deal. But Marquinhos looks pretty decent.
Final goal scorer as well, isn't he? Bruno?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he won. Yeah, he got the winner. But not a single message from Haggis, despite being a club legend. Not a single message about Bruno, even though I would have taken pretty much anyone for him. Yeah, so Dan, your conditions look okay-ish. Yep, I would imagine everyone's okay. And then you've got those ratings. I imagine some changes from Dan here.
Yeah, he's going for it. Yeah.
Yeah, Keeler for Bruno, just seen that. Jafar for Simkovic. Captain to Khan.
Simkovic, a captain. That wouldn't have been my selection, is that?
He was, yeah, 18. Yeah. Surprised. I thought he was a favourite of Dan. So seeing him on a 7 and leaving the pitch is interesting. But I imagine he's just hoping for a little bit of a spark from Jafar in these last minutes. That looks like it's it for Dan. And in terms of Alf, there you go, mates. Have a look at that. See what you're going to do. Lampard sat on the bench. He's primed to come on and get a goal, or is he? Talking of, like, when I first started watching the league, Rob was pretty crap, but he had Michael Ballack in midfield, who scored about 10 goals or something. It was mad. And then,
there's a few of them MCs.
Yeah, he must have like a bit of a knack of getting MCs scoring for some reason, but only shit ones.
Yeah, there's a few of them MCs in there kicking around, but stats-wise don't look particularly great, but always seem to do a job. The Ballack, Lampard.
Yep, so we've got a chain. We've got Lampard for GVB, which makes sense to me considering the form he's on. I'll give Alf a couple of seconds just to type a second message if he's one coming through. If not, I will carry on. I mean, yeah, you could go for it up top here, but I can't imagine.
I think if he was losing, he probably would, but
yeah,
stick with
it. Away from home, I think you kind of hold, don't you?
Yeah.
Right. I think that's it for Alf then. I've waited long enough, I think. So yeah, cheers, Alf. We'll carry on. 1-1, nicely poised. Loads of time passes. No. He's fit enough, Alf. He's made it to 86 minutes. Apologies. I thought you were done. And we have Finnan scrambling. Van Nistelrooy looking dangerous. A red card for a trip. That seemed a bit harsh, but yeah, and condition-wise, look like that, Dan. How fit is Robbie Johnson? And Dan says he's not his type, which is very pleasurable to see. Yeah, Dan, you've got a red card, mate. You've got players on the pitch that are he's got enough kind of flexibility on the pitch to move people around. I imagine he'll bring Bruno back and move Svensson across, maybe. Yeah,
go 3 across the middle, I reckon, and Bruno back one. Or there's only a minute to go. He could even just stick with it.
Yeah, you've got a free kick to defend, and there's probably not much else going to happen, is there?
Does Alf go for it?
Oh yeah, Alf. Get thinking about what you might want to do, Alf, because
He's got to go 3 up front with a minute to go, isn't he?
Johnson's all right fitness-wise, Alf, and you've got... That's your ratings. You've only got Baldini on the bench, so it's just whether you want to change any of the positions.
As he's got the chance, it's 3 up front and arrows on Lampard and Emerson, isn't it, for the last?
Yeah, I mean, that's how the tactic file... That's exactly how the tactic file came through when he first sent it, so yeah, we could do that. Right, so Dan has responded. Jafar left. Svensson right. Putton central, no arrow.
Yeah.
Cool. Looks like Alf's okay, yep. Take that as okay, as in we're not going to make any changes, okay? Yeah, so we've got those changes. Jafar on the left, Svensson on the right, put in the middle, and we go. I imagine that will be that anyway. There is maybe a last-minute chance. 3 minutes into injury time. A little bit of text. Palermo might be in. Spot an early instant, that should be that. Ronnie Johnson looking strong to the end, Alf. But it's a final whistle on 95 minutes. Pyongyang have played pretty well. A bit disappointing from Bostock that. Even with the, well, I suppose 1 minute or 10 minutes, it's not a problem. Yeah, so yeah, a bit disappointing from Bostock in terms of how they've been playing recently. But in general, not a bad point for both teams.
No, pretty even matched, wasn't it?
Yeah, not much in it. Not much in it. I remember when Dan came into the league originally, well, when I was in the league, not the first time, but yeah, he was very, very solid. It was always 1-0s and 2-0s and 2-1s. It was never anything kind of dramatic, but he was always solid. Van Nistelrooy, man of the match, with his goal. And yeah, not a bad performance from Alf. Congratulations to both on the point. And we'll move on. How many games have we got left? 2 games left. So this is the next one. Casuals against Vikings. So this is how the Vikings line up. This midfield three is, well, actually this 5 here is absolutely sensational, isn't it?
Yeah. He should outfight everybody there, shouldn't he? Absolutely.
Yeah, there should be nothing getting through that. It's like your shield wall in old Viking warrior times. Yeah, looks good to me. Serginho's been a bit of a revelation since he's come in. Where was he?
Yeah, he's been good for him.
7.71 rating, 8.898 in his last 4 games. So yeah, looks really good. Fabio, captain. Yeah, thanks for getting that in quickly. I didn't spot that earlier, so if that's my mistake, apologies. Casuals didn't submit to the account, but this is the team they put on Twitter, so I've just moved people back. Stuart Parnaby comes up one of theirs. He's the best finisher in the game. We'll see. We'll see if intrinsics work tonight. That's for sure. Because it was kind of noted before. Oh, there's me in the crowd as well. Look, you see that?
Oh yeah,
that's me. That genuinely is a spitting image of me. If I put my Ray-Bans on, that is a spitting image of me. It's weird. It's proper weird. Yes, Parnaby plays, which is obviously a big shout. Yeah, I mean, the front three of Tommy Smith and Parnaby it's not Super League, is it?
Has the deadline gone yet? Can I ask him about Pizarro? Come on, send him back.
It is gone. It's closed. Hodgie's on shift as well, so that's why I didn't respond to my message earlier. So yeah, he's on shift, so he won't be able to respond. Anyway, yeah, that's how the casuals look. We will go to game and how are you seeing this one?
I think the Vikings will edge it here.
I think 1-0 Parnaby.
All right.
I thought it was for a second then. Del Piero scores. I missed that completely. I didn't see where that come in. Mido used his skill. Yeah. Good goal for the Vikings, that, and they have edged it, is the word I would use.
Can't be no shots.
No, if he gets one, though, he will score. Probably, anyway. Yeah, so this is Hodgie. If you watch it back, I don't think you'll be able to watch it tonight, but he might be on now, actually. Just think about it, shift might finish. So, yeah. Hodgie, if you want anything, if you're here, let me know. Yeah, 6s and 7s is the way that one's gone. And Vikings are looking solid with a bit of magic from Mido and Del Piero. What's your thoughts on Del Piero?
I've never really got anything out of him, to be honest, but he's done all right. I think. Who did he come from? He was at Celtics, wasn't he? And he got a couple of goals for them.
Yeah, Tato wants to see some headers down. Only if he scores, though. I will promise you a header if he scores.
Yeah.
Yeah, Del Piero, just looking at that, he's not done anything yet, has he? So
No.
Jens will be delighted to see that. Mida looks really good, stick to 60. Yeah, so I presume Hodge is not able to kind of make it on. I think I gave him enough time, so we'll get to 60. Watching the clock. Yellow card for Del Piero. There's a bit of fight here from casuals, but that shield wall is stopping it. There's a red card for Soroczynski in the absence of any.
Yeah, move him across. Yep.
Yeah, let's move that. That's what I'll do. Obviously, if you're here, Hodgie, let me know. But if not, that's how we're doing it. And Jens, you get a chance to change. We got a chance to change anyway. We've on 60 minutes. Is this the 60 change? Yeah, it is. Yeah, so Jens, what do you want to do, mate? I'd be sticking if I was you, but who knows? You can't really change it anyway, can you? Can't change this bit.
No, the only change would be my day for Robin, but he's having a good game, so stick with, I reckon.
Yeah, I imagine so. I mean, you might want to get Robin some game time, get him ticking. That could be a move. He looks like he's developing okay. Obviously, we know there's an issue with him, but I think he's still really good. Yeah, let me know what you want to do, Jens. Robin for Del Piero. Yeah. On the yellow card makes sense. And I imagine that's everything from Jens. I'll take the please as I'm finished. All right, let's roll.
Oh. There we go.
I mean, because he's... Is that okay? Because he's one out.
Out of the two of them, it's got to be Smith.
If it was 0-0, I might just put arrows on them or something, but I think that's fair. Certainly not doing anything wrong anyway. Yeah, so we'll stick with that. Oh.
Double sending off, yeah.
It's a double sending off. Parnaby has grabbed hold of Luca Tony and he's absolutely destroyed him by the looks of it. Tony's reacted, obviously, because he's off as well. So, yeah, you have to make a change yourself. Luca's gone. I didn't see the double send off. Did you spot the double sending off?
No, only one. I thought it was just Parnaby.
Right, so we've got Mido up top.
Yeah.
Robin. Arrow. Thanks. Yep, sounds good. And we've already done that, haven't we? So we'll carry on. Sorry, I put something up by accident. Just checking that. Loads of time added. Probably for all the injuries. And that's it. 1-0. Another solid performance on the Vikings. Not much loads of creation, but really in control, yeah, like you say. Let's have a look at that red card incident. So the first one was just a foul holding him back. Cynical foul. And it's just a bit of a pushing match, which seems a bit harsh. Tony pushed Parnaby. Parnaby pushed Tony, and they're both off. Disappointing again from casuals. Parnaby debut up front has not gone as he would have hoped. And apart from Thuram, it's been pretty poor.
Yeah. He's got to get Bizarro back on there. Got to.
And 8s and 7s for Vikings, really kind of solid all-round display.
Yeah, we just pointed to Tony going, but
yeah, I mean he's going to miss him. He's got Romeo or Alistair Davies, his backup striker, so it's potentially a bit of a drop down. Although I think both of those are decent. Yeah, obviously it will miss him, but yeah, it's a solid performance from Jens. He's been doing this for most of the season, and that puts him right in the kind of the race for the top two as well, with Haggis still to play. And it is that game now. It is Haggis against Northern Burn. We have Michelini suspended, but apart from that, we're at full strength. For Lucio, he's dropped from the squad. He's fell out with the manager, and this is how Haggis line up, which is a familiar look. It's a bit of a formidable look so far. I mean, they've been pretty good, haven't they? What do you think of Haggis so far?
Yeah, really strong, aren't they? Really, really strong. To be able to play the 3 DMCs and still create as much as they do, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I agree. I would try to avoid this gap if possible, but they seem to be getting away with it, and it's working for them, especially with the wideman they have. That Deisler's been pretty good, considering I don't think he's anything at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I let him go for nothing because I assumed he just was getting him to put him in his reserves, and yeah, he's got some good stuff out of him.
Yeah, they've got a few. They've got a deep squad. It's probably not. They've got a couple of stars, and they've probably got more stars now than they had at the start. But he's got a deep squad, loads of kind of options. I would say 2 or 3 players for each position, which is always a good place to be in. And still strengthening as well. You've got the likes of Melito just come in. Yeah. Right, we'll go to Burn, who are unsurprisingly unchanged, completely unchanged, not even a single tweak to what was a 1-1 draw, but a decent performance against Tortuga.
Yeah, that's his big strength, isn't it? He just doesn't change it. He doesn't seem to have many sending offs, many suspensions, and just rolls the same side.
He waits. That's what he does.
Yeah.
No, it's. I've said it on the comms a couple of times. The coolness and kind of belief in what he's doing, and obviously he's built a squad to go with it, so that always helps. But yeah, he's definitely one of the cooler managers around. Compare the amount of changes and in-game changes that he makes compared to someone like Steve or Tato of old. It'd be a stark contrast. But yeah, a very, very strong looking team, obviously, with a decent looking bench. And we'll go to game time. This is the big one, league table. This is before kickoff, isn't it? So you've got Vikings on 35 points, slightly worse goal difference. So they will be not going ahead of Haggis tonight, even if they lose, unless it's by a heavy amount. Yeah, it looks interesting. Badgers won, so they're on 34. Fulchester got a point, I believe. Was it for a point? No, they lost on this, sorry. So they're on 27, I'm on 30. Yourselves are on 29. So yeah, it's bunched up a bit. So this will either bring Haggis back to the pack, or it will separate that gap again. Is the top 4 settled? I don't know, Ryan. I don't think so. I think it's still all to play for. Anyway, how do you think this one's going to go, mate? How are you seeing Haggis against Burn? Big match.
Haggis are good at home, aren't they? They need a win as well to try and, if anybody's going to stop Burn.
I think they're very good at home. Is it they won every game? Is that right? Definitely unbeaten. So yeah,
I haven't seen Ian actually. He would have told us that by now, but
I can't remember seeing Edwards either, if I'm being honest. Can you?
No, I haven't seen him on there.
That's unlike him.
Right at the start, was he?
Yeah, so I imagine a tight game, unless someone like Sigaku or Giggs gets on a bit of a rampage. But we'll go. Edwards is about. Cool. Right, so we have 6 minutes gone. Burn came forward, then it was Haggis. Great football by Haggis. Always love to see that in the text.
Yep.
When it's your team, that is. And Sigaku scored on 38 minutes. 3 minutes of added time. And it is half time. It is a pretty even game. But Sigaku the difference so far. The table does update on a live basis, so this is based on the half-time scores of what was happening before. So I won't keep going back to it. But yeah, in terms of match stats, you've got a quite active Haggis, but not very clinical, and Burn have have hit the target with all their chances. Tackles 1 at 30% is very low. Might be worrying, especially with the likes of Yomas in the side. Haggis stats, you got Juan Gomez having a good game, and yeah, apart from that, it's looking pretty average. It'd be interesting to see. Oh, Rox is in charge, is he? I thought he'd been sacked.
Yeah, the both stick.
Both stick, cool. Edwards is working. Oh, good to have you along anyway, Edwards, if you're working. And yeah, Rox says stick. So this is how you're looking, sorry, just in case you were interested. Yeah, just Maximin Chiotis having a good game. He's been very good recently.
I've just seen Tato's message. Want me to keep typing as is for you, Edwards? It says.
Yeah. You could, yeah, to be fair, being Edwards' assistant would be a fucking fantastic job, wouldn't it? Yeah. Very easy to do. Anyway, we'll go to 60. And it jumped past pretty fast. I will quick it now just in case we go too far. 59 minutes will do. I am happy with that. Haggis won't be happy with how that went by, that 15 minutes, will they?
It's happened in a lot of games today, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
50 minutes and then 60 to 80 is, yeah.
I like the goals. It's something to talk about. I also quite like it when it jumps, so I have to pretend to commentate. Jens wants a player stats deep dive. I will have a quick look about, mate. I'm not fucking around too much. I've got packs to do before bed. Figo for Deisler is the shout. Although Haggis first say right then. So who is in charge? We don't know. If we're taking official communications, it would be.
Ian said earlier, Rox if he's here. So.
Right, so we've got Figo for Deisler, which is a regular change.
Yeah.
For the guys, not surprising to see that one. Push Gomez and Santos to MC. Morientes for Scholes and 3 up top. I'll put Morientes central unless you tell me different in the next 20 seconds. Rocks. Oh, sorry, Morris. Yeah, sorry, you've said it. Morientes in the centre, Salas to the left, Ammo to the right.
Interesting one.
Yeah, so that's.
Yeah.
I've read that right, haven't I? That's what you see as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Confirm that and go over to Burn, who have Sammy Hippier not playing very well. I'll come back to that one in a minute, Rocks. Just seeing another comment. Yeah, so we've got conditions-wise, you've got Sigalko struggling, which is interesting. And Hippier having a bad game. I can't imagine him taking him off now. He's having a bit of a bad game for him. Got an able replacement in Ayala, so it'll be interesting to see if he does that. But no, as is. In fact, Murray right, Ammo middle. Yep. Ammo middle, cool. As is from Edwards, not surprising to see it. And we'll go to fast. This is one of the biggest normal regular season games we'll get in terms of the title race and the top 2 race. I can hear my daughter crying, which is a bad sign. Maybe she's crying because Sigalko scored again. Time is slipping away, which will please Edwards and not the Haggis boys. Joe Cole's coming forward. Sigalko's gone down. Corner. Whipped in by Carlos. Another one whipped in by Carlos. Getting towards the last 15 minutes. Last 10 minutes.
Not done a lot.
They've not done a lot, but they're still in it. There's always a chance. There's a yellow card. Amoroso upended. 5 minutes remaining. Tense stuff in the studio. 3 minutes added time. Figo looking to do something. Ferguson and Carlos getting involved. Cole loses his man and he's saved. 2 minutes remaining. Fantastic save from Westerveld. He's done it again. 90 minutes, 92. This is the last chance. Amoroso on a run. Figo's there. Morientes unmarked. It's a goal. It's a fucking goal. But it won't count. Morientes is offside.
Oh, that's it.
Oh my God. Drama.
Oh,
I imagine there's a couple of devices being thrown around in Scotland right now. In the general balance of play, it looked like Burn were in control. And it's quite an even game, but the clinical nature of Burn shows again. Haggis will be disappointed, but probably not unexpected. And I suppose it's their home record gone, which is a bit disappointing for them.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed. Morientes, no shots. Figo, no shots. Yeah.
Morientes did have a shot, but he was offside, and that's the key part of that. Yeah, unlucky to the Haggis boys, Rox and Ian.
Some decent ratings, though. Nobody played poor in there.
No, I think that's what they do, isn't it? They've got players that churn out these ratings, and they look solid as fuck usually. Burn, on the other hand, doing contra things on the right, and Maxim doing Maxim things up top, gets man of the match. And the rest of the team doing okay.
Yeah, and no changes again.
No changes. I get that from Ian. He knows his best 11 or 10 of his best 11 at least. Stick to the plan, and that's certainly something I strive to do. But it's always hard when you're not doing very well, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
It is. Yeah. Anyway, congratulations to Ian. Unlucky to Ian. So full-time scores tonight. We've got Badgers, who saw off the 10-man of Fulchester in the end. Shevchenko and Ambrosini with the goals. Another solid performance from the Badgers. Bostock weren't at the best, but got a draw against a decent-looking PPP team with Alf in charge. Good performance from East Coast with Anelka doing what he's been doing pretty regularly. White Rose, a bit disappointing one for those. Gazelles grind out another 1-0. Totti up front on his own has scored the goal to make the difference. Haggis get edged out by Burn and Segalco at Tatty Field in the kind of headline game of the night. Good performance at home from Celtics against a Dragons team that were hoping to push on. Really impressive stuff from the Celtics boys tonight. And casuals go down to 9 men. And the Vikings look as solid as ever, with a Del Piero goal being the difference there. 3 red cards in that one. This is how the table looks. We have Burn on 44. They look well clear now. 6 games remaining. 9 points ahead. It's going to be a tough one to move those now. So Ian, it'd be interesting to see what Ian does. I imagine he'll kind of stick with what he's been doing anyway. Haggis get pulled back towards the top, the 3rd and 4th place. Badgers only 1 point behind them now. Vikings level on points. East Coast get the win tonight. My boys, but still out of touch from the top lot. Yourselves, Dan, you are 6th. You are 2 points clear of the dotted line. You got to be happy with that, considering you've not been spectacular all season.
Yeah, as I said at the start, we haven't actually been very good to still be around there at this point. That's pretty good. I've got a horrible run in though. I had a look earlier, so yeah. No, it's always tough in the Super League, but yeah, I know the feeling when you look at the fixtures and you think where are the points coming from. Bostock, bit of a resurgence, get a draw tonight, but they are looking like they might be ones that push on. Fulchester as well, looking like they might be ones that push on. Dragons will be disappointed. Celtics are back in the game, and I imagine PPP are pretty much out of that now. Would you say up to 10th is in the race now, and below that will be very difficult, won't it? Yeah, Celtics will be fancying it now, especially after performance tonight. I think we play PPP next, so that's if they win that, it drags it all back in a bit.
It does, yeah. Let's look at those fixtures. You go to PPP, Astor, Casuals, Dragons, Haggis. Yeah, Burn Badgers is a big one for Badgers, and they'll be looking to pick up at least a point. Fulchester Stanley's massive. Obviously, someone's going to pick up points there, and someone's going to drop points. That's interesting for the playoff race. Some more games. I mean, we're at the business end now. It's always exciting when we get to this point. Arses start to flap. Managers start to panic. It's the cool heads that prevail, and the coolest head of them all is topping the table. Anyway, Pleasure, Dan. Thank you so much for coming on at
Cheers,
quite
thank
late
you.
notice. Yeah, welcome back anytime, mate. Cheers to the guys in the chat. It's been a good night for me. Good night for you, hopefully. And we'll get the packs out tonight, hopefully, as long as my daughter stops crying right now. If not, it'll be tomorrow, long morning-ish. And that'll be that. So yeah, cheers, Dan. Cheers, boys. Up the fucking Super League. Let's go. Oh, wait, one second. I'll just click about. I'll take myself off camera, but I'll click about for Jens. But yeah, cheers, boys.
Cheers.